All right, can you hear me, Mark?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Let's see. Well, first of all, would you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. I'm Mark Thomann. I'm the CEO of River West Brands and also the owner of the ColecoVision trademarks and Coleco Holdings managing director.
Awesome. How did you come into ownership of the Coleco brand?
We acquired the intellectual property rights probably in 2004 when we started assembling the other aspects of the IP, including ColecoVision, and then we started assembling a game, trademarked and other attributes of the some of the games that either Coleco had produced themselves or had licensed from other people. So it was really a couple of years of just putting all the pieces together because, as you probably remember, Coleco at the time went bankrupt primarily because of the amount of money that they had put into the Atom computer product. And unfortunately, the Atom product, even though it was a great idea, just didn't produce the type of success that they were looking for. Mainly because the quality of the machine was not up to par.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about the Coleco Atom.
Yeah, the great idea. I think they just tried to rush it to market a little too quickly, and there were some glitches that caused significant issues, returns, and so forth. And that really was the demise of Coleco, Coleco Industries as it was formerly known.
Awesome. So far, what have you done with the brand? I know you have a handheld, the Coleco Sonic or something?
Yeah, when we first acquired the brand back in 2004, early 2005, we relaunched the Coleco head-to-head series of handhelds, which was head-to-head football, head-to-head soccer, head-to-head hockey, head-to-head baseball, and perhaps one other. Very high degree of success. We did that with a company called TechnoSource, and it was distributed throughout the country and all the major mass retailers. Soon thereafter, we launched a line of 10 new games, mostly plug-and-play games, everything from a Sonic handheld co-branded with Sega. We had a Disney handheld that we had a number of Disney characters and games that we had developed with Disney, and then Carl Edwards racing game, a number of other games. Well, we had about 10 SKUs that we launched exclusively at Target for a couple of years. That was relatively successful. Then, most recently, we launched the Coleco Flashback with App Games out of California. App Games, Coleco Flashback was very successful. It did very well, and we're looking at relaunching or launching a second version of the Flashback. In addition to that, we are looking at coming out with the Coleco Chameleon, which is, I'm sure, what you were calling about initially.
Oh, awesome! Now I understand. The Chameleon is not. There's not much information available about it, and I understand you probably can't reveal too much. But are y'all excited for for that console?
Yeah, I think Coleco has to become relevant again, right? Because I acquired the rights to the brand because I'm a big ColecoVision fan, and one of the difficult things is always making the fan base as it currently exists happy. At the same time, coming out with new products and new games that lived up to what the brand was when it was first introduced to the public in the mid-'80s. So the Coleco Chameleon is really pays tribute to the original ColecoVision console in a way that the fans that remember it back then and still remember it today and still love it for what it was and the innovation around the gameplay. It's really a tribute to the fans, and hopefully we'll have enough relevant new games and new content in the cartridges that are going to be launched with that, to really bring in a whole new generation of fans that can also enjoy the family-oriented games that were part of ColecoVision in 1984, 1985.
Awesome. I know that Mike Kennedy he released a press release stating that the Coleco Chameleon will be at the Toy Fair in New York early next year.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you know, will this be a playable prototype, or will this be a console running on like what they used to call a tracked mode?
I'm not sure exactly where we're going to be at that time as far as whether or not it's going to be a prototype or a track mode model, but we will be there, and hopefully it will be a prototype. But I can't verify that until I talk to the technical people. Right.
One question a lot of our readers have been asking is you're a rebranding corporation, right?
Yes.
Is the Coleco name still available for licensing, or is the Chameleon an exclusive for video games?
No, the Coleco brand and trademark are still available for licensing, and we're looking forward to expanding our licensing portfolio as well. So absolutely, the more content that we can put under the Coleco brand, the better, and hopefully we'll have more licensees that have really innovative gaming that we can put under the Coleco brand. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I know personally, I wasn't old enough to play Coleco when it was brand new, but I do remember. It's probably in the early '90s. I got my father was unable to get me a Sega Genesis, so we focused on like Atari 2600 and ColecoVision, and I remember that rolly knob for the controller and then the keypad, and
oh yeah,
I mean it was definitely unique. It's something you remember, especially when you go from Atari with one button and a joystick, and it
was. Coleco always tried to figure out how to distinguish itself from the other major gaming brands, and that's really what we're trying to do now is to come up with stuff, with content gaming and the console itself that's unique to Coleco and ColecoVision. So the fact that you remember that it was different, and frankly the gameplay was probably a little bit better on ColecoVision back then than some of the other consoles. But obviously Atari was a bigger brand and Sega was a bigger brand, but Coleco was relevant because it really was a significant improvement from an innovation standpoint and making gameplay, multi-platform gameplay possible.
Well, I got two more questions for you, real quick. One, what's the future hold for River West Brands?
Yeah.
Are y'all going to, with the success of Coleco, obviously, I hope y'all revive some other classic properties.
Yeah, we currently own a number of other brands that we've revived. I personally own the Aiwa brand, the AIWA, the consumer electronics brand, and we're relaunching that. And we have an incredible new Aiwa speaker, Bluetooth speaker called the Aiwa Expo, and the Aiwa Expo is sort of looks like the old boombox from the 1980s. And the thing that makes it different is it has a battery capability, so you can bring it. You can have incredible sound at the beach or on your deck, and it's portable, but it's also reasonably priced. But it's a great speaker, and the sound quality is incredible. And we believe you can't have great sound quality from a tiny little speaker. You still need a large speaker to house the proper components.
So I know the term is probably not PC anymore, but is this what was known as a ghetto blaster style? You know what I'm talking about? The really big dual tape deck?
Yeah, it was exactly what it was.
Don't worry, I'll catch the heat for that. Well, that's awesome, though. You don't see that type of electronics anymore. Everybody's wanting to go to the smaller MP3 players or the cell phone, and nobody wants to. I mean, it's not really. I don't think nobody wants to. It's just no one offers it. I think that's
and it's the sound quality is as good as anything you'll find out there.
Oh, it definitely, especially when people go from sitting around the work table or whatever and playing a song off their single speaker phone to something like that. And
and I've also we own a number of other properties, but we're constantly looking to relaunch Iconic Friends.
Awesome. I was going to say, I was going to name off a couple, but it just hit me that they're not defunct. they just don't do anything. Companies like that, I wish they would either sell the IP and to someone like you that will revive it and make use of it, rather than just sit on it and let it rot.
Yeah, that's the idea. We definitely want to try to own these brands, and many times we'll work with the previous owners or the companies that can no longer figure out what to do with them. We're definitely working with the P&Gs of the world, the Unilevers of the world, and other companies to help them monetize what they believe they no longer can do themselves.
My last question for you is, obviously you're a video game fan, specifically Coleco, or you wouldn't go through all this trouble and financial expense. With the upcoming Chameleon, what are some games that you're hoping you'll see?
Could you repeat that?
With the upcoming launch of the Coleco Chameleon, are there any specific games from the ColecoVision history or classic gaming history that you would like to see revived?
Well, I'm working on trying to get some of the bigger ones. That we're constantly asked to bring back Donkey Kong or Burger Time, and we're in the process of trying to figure out how we can secure rights to those brands. But we don't know yet where this will go, but we are looking to assemble the right titles for this console.
All right, I'm sorry. I do have one more question.
Go ahead.
You mentioned that the Coleco Chameleon is not an exclusive license. Is there, without causing any trouble, is there a possibility that we could see two Coleco consoles on the market at the same time from competing companies?
Probably not. I think in order to be successful, we have to put our faith in one company rather than two. And down the road, would another company come out with another console? Perhaps, but at least at the same time, it's highly unlikely that would have two licensees within the same category.
Awesome. That satisfies my questions. That shows that y'all are, you as a owner of a company, and you are dedicated to this, and obviously you want to see it succeed. I mean, because if it succeeds, and we'll see more licenses, and that's awesome.
We're going at it, in a pretty significant way. I have someone, one of my partners, is working exclusively on going out and getting these licenses. And he's a bulldog, and he's a true fan of Coleco and ColecoVision. And I brought him on a few months back, and he's doing a great job, really reconnecting the brand with the fan base. And my hat's off to him for doing that. His name's Chris Cardillo.
Oh, awesome! I was going to ask you, was that him? I've read about him. He's got a little bit of a gaming history, doesn't he?
He does. He's fantastic, and I'm proud to call him a partner in the revival of Coleco.
Well, do you have anything you want to say to the fans? And
I would just continue to give us ideas. If you have suggestions, if you have products out there that need a brand like Coleco or ColecoVision to attach to it to become successful, these are all things that we're open to, and I know both Chris and I are very thankful for the loyal following that Coleco still maintains today. And and I truly brought Chris in to connect to the loyalists and to make sure that we were doing the right thing to not only to protect the brand but to continue to grow it. So hopefully we'll live up to the expectations of the fan base that's out there and the legacy of Coleco. And I would just ask that you keep talking about it and continue to give us suggestions, good or bad, on how we can make it successful again.
Awesome. I don't. I'm not sure if you've read my writing or not, but I have been fairly critical. As I want to make sure the fans understand what's going on with with the launch of the Chameleon and the ownership rights and everything. And
that's okay. The criticism is generally, I don't mind hearing it, because honestly, it makes you better as a company if you can listen to it and react to it and try to positively impact how the people that have been critical view it moving forward. So I would ask, if we do something right, the same criticism you showed before, you would then look at this and say, you know what, they finally got it right, and now I'm a convert and a fan again. All right.
Yes, sir. I can honestly say right now, as far as coverage I've done for since y'all joined up with Mr. Kennedy, it's probably running 60-40 and more critical than fan. Yeah. But there's just not a lot of information available right now, but I can guarantee, as things uncover and come up and more information is made available, I will make sure that the fans are made aware of it in an unbiased manner.
Well, I appreciate that, and if we do it wrong, I want to hear that it was wrong. But just make sure you realize this is difficult work.
Oh, definitely. That's why I reached out to you. I wanted to talk to you, especially with the possibility that you may have other IPs that that I just wanted to let you know that the fans, myself included. We love it when people like you that have the capability to get these rights, and do it legally, come along. And I just want to make sure that we do support y'all. And while we're critical right now of the Chameleon, I understand Mr. Kennedy's got to be silent on the specs and everything, and what titles are coming and what are not, and that's just business. And
great.
And but when things are announced and games are announced and all, news sites like mine, I hope others will be there to cover it and celebrate each new title that's announced and each new milestone. If not, at least we will be.
Well, that's great, and I'm happy. I had talked to Mike a number of times before, and he had called me and asked me, what the plans were going to be, and I know he and Chris connected, and I'm very happy that he's working on that.
Well, I tell you what, y'all make it work, and I'll do my best to make sure the fans know about it.
That'd be great. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.